house or $1 million house, and we'll find the right house. We'll find the best house for my buyers. I'll sell one. I have no problem with that. We'll price it right. We'll sell it. But just me personally. So when all this was going on, where people were buying houses, and, like one of the more famous ones I remember is the house was asking $350,000. We offered $425,000 and we got beat out. It went to $460,000. So I want you to understand that the narrative that said, well, you should have bought a house when it was cheap. I mean, come on. Did you see what it sold for? I mean, really, it makes it tough. So, I think I misjudged the wealth in the United States as far as being able to buy a house with a mortgage. So there are people out there that are going to be able to buy still. I'm not worried about that. And the people that are selling are going to be people that have already made their money in their house and they don't care. It's the way I see it. Let me continue. So I'm going to change things up because of the title of the video. I'm going to do a Mike Del Prete video or article and not the Salon article. I'll do that tomorrow. I think this is so important, though. It says, for the first time, Opendoor is selling homes for a loss. Now, what does Opendoor do? Opendoor is considered an iBuyer, okay? And this used to be the domain of local real estate investors, okay? And like even real estate agents, a lot of them will be real estate investors. They'll see a house that's, priced, in their minds incorrectly in the marketplace, buy it, fix it up, and sell it. And they're pretty smart about it because they kind of know the lay of the land. Whereas Opendoor just came in like a drunken sailor, as well as Zillow. And they're just like, we're just going to buy a bunch of property because we have all kinds of free money behind us. And so that wasn't going to work on a national level. But maybe it'll work. It just doesn't seem like a real good idea. You can lose your butt in flipping houses. I've done it. I've done it. I've done it. So I know it can be done. Opendoor's buy to sale premium, the difference between the purchase and resale price of its home, has reached a record negative low. Okay. So here's the thing. In my market, this wasn't unusual because they're buying houses that are garbage. And like they bought it in my own part of town. They bought a slab home in 63125 for like $300,000. And like, no, it's not even a $200,000 house. For the first time in existence, Opendoor is entering territory where in an aggregate it sells homes for less than their purchase price. This certainly puts the company and business model under pressure and is reminiscent of the situation faced by Zillow earlier this year. That's right. They lost $430 million in a quarter. Go back, Opendoor outperformed Zillow during the dark days of 2021. Its buy to sale premium never dipped below 0%. At this time, this demonstrated that Opendoor's pricing operation was a powerful competitive advantage. I never really believed that. I don't know how to explain it to you, but I just know how dangerous this plan is. And the people that they're hiring are not like savvy investors. The agents that they're hiring are basically like they're trying to take any sort of skill from those people and kind of make it formulaic like McDonald's. But 2022, and here's your problem with as an iBuyer. Now, this is what I've always kind of thought is a problem, and I'm just going to put it out there for you. There's times when you don't want to be buying houses. But if you're an iBuyer and that's your job, like if your bonus, like say you're working the St. Louis office for Opendoor, and your bonus is based on buying houses, you buy houses, like that's your job. Does it matter if the company loses a couple $100,000 on every single house? Every 10 houses? Even Opendoor's pricing operation can't keep up with the rapidly changing market, or perhaps this was a calculated risk Open Door was willing to take. If it is, that's not a good idea. I've estimated a negative 2% buy to sale premium in September, but it's still way too early to know where the month will land. While Open Door's buy to sale premium is approaching the same negative levels that sunk Zillow last year, it doesn't mean the result will be the same. Okay. Zillow experienced a system-wide iBuying failure and exited because it was unwilling to accept the risk to its entire business going forward. Open Door, built on the ground up as an iBuyer and willing to accept those same risks, is vigorously managing the current situation. I don't feel like they are. For the houses that I've seen, they're not cutting prices aggressively enough to get them out. It's like, okay, you made a mistake, get out. Like get out of the deal. The longer it sits on the market, the worse it's going to be. It says Open Door's buy to list premium, a leading indicator of future profitability, appears more optimized than Zillow's in 2021. The distribution is less concentrated with more potential resale upside. It would be fair to say Open Door's pricing operation is more nuanced and sophisticated. Open Doors are also leveraging aggressive price cuts. The initial buy to list premium represents new houses listed in the current month, while the current buy to list premium, the pink line, includes houses listed in previous months. The difference is price cuts. Open Door cutting their initial listing price down to the current listing price, which is doing it energetically across its markets. You can't buy stuff though and just slash the price on it. Now, understand, if you're a seller of a house, your goal is to get the most money you can for the house. No. I mean, at the end of the day, we talk about real estate agents and like we get paid to help sell your house. But if you could sell your house for less than what we can sell it for, and make more money, take home more money, then you should. I believe that. That doesn't hurt my feelings it doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Like if I see a house and it's absolutely trashed and somebody from Open Door comes in and says, this house is wonderful, we'll buy it for 3 times what you can list it for, then buy it. Like that's on them. I mean, really. It says Open Door is selling around 200,000 houses, 2,000 houses per month with an average sale price of $400,000. A buy to sale loss of 2% amounts to a $16 million loss. Yes, and Open Door is racking up other expenses, including 3,500 buyer's agent commission bonuses and seller concessions to previously unseen levels. Now, look, I've seen, let's talk about that for a minute. What are the ethics involved in an agent who gets a buyer's agent bonus of $3,500 if they sell a house within a certain amount of time on the buyer's agent side? So let's do this here. Okay. Let's say that I have a certain rate that I charge. Okay. I do. It's a percentage of the sale price. Some houses are below that sales price below the percent they're paying out below the percentage. And so it's up to my buyer then to buy that home and pay me the difference. But I tell people ahead of time, like, look, they're only paying out this. Now, would I tell my seller or would I tell my buyers that the particular house we're looking at is not only paying higher than what I'm asking, it's also paying me a bonus? Would I tell them that? I think I would. A lot of people out there in agent land are crying and throwing their beer cans at me right now. I don't want to be accused. I don't ever want to put somebody in a house solely on the basis of a bonus that my buyers didn't even know about that I was receiving. If that makes me a bad agent, okay. I feel like the buyer should make the decision to buy a home based on it best fitting what their needs are, not what my needs are. I would tell them, hey, they're paying 3% on this and a $3,500 bonus if I can close it before X date. I bet that's going to cause problems in the comment section. Anyway, The results are going to be a pretty tough Q3. And that's, to me, another thing is when you get on these momentum companies, I mean, this company is burning through cash. I mean, it's like it's getting a bunch of cash and it's churning. And when you get a moment, and then all of a sudden you get the mindset that the housing market is slowing down, and they're still out there buying houses saying that it's fine. I mean, their funding can get cut quickly, which makes them have to cut more prices and offer more incentives. Bottom line, this is market whiplash. Just 6 months ago, I was talking about how Opendoor was going to make record profits from home price appreciation. You can't have highs without lows. This is the nature of iBuying, and now Opendoor's chance to prove its model works during a significant downturn. That's right. I've always wondered, is it going to work during a downturn?